Welcome back. I'm Laura, and Ezra just showed you all our sunset flow, all the emails in our sunset flow. So I want to show you how we set it up. Now, as a reminder, we created a whole bunch of segments to find our most engaged users. Our biggest jump of unengaged subscribers is between 75 and 90 days. So at 75 days, we're gonna go ahead and create a sunset flow to try to either re-engage those people or take them off our regular broadcast list. So let's dive in. I'll show you how we set up a sunset flow. So we look here, we have the segments that we created to find our healthy list. And again, that jump is between 75 and 90 days. So we're gonna use this list here to create our sunset flow. And if you look here, I'll show you our sunset flow. The trigger is joined that 75-day segment. And then we have some flow filters where they clicked an email 0 times since starting this flow, because if they click an email within this sunset flow, we want to get them back into our engaged list, and also they're not suppressed. Now, I'm going to show you how we set up this flow, but I want to make a quick point. After they get to the bottom of this flow, they've been through all of these emails, right? If throughout the entire thing they do not click, we have this down here at the bottom, update profile property, where we're creating a property unengaged as true. Now what this does is, in our regular list, if you remember, we created that list, and I'll show you here, of has open in 75 days for our main list. And what we did at the bottom of our main list was made sure that the properties about someone, their unengaged property did not equal true. So if they make it all the way through this sunset flow to the bottom and don't click anything, we're gonna create their property unengaged as true. And what that does is it takes them out of our main list, but it keeps them in our overall active profile. So if we wanna go ahead and send them a sale or something like that, something that's more important, something we want to get to everyone, they'll stay in that list. But it pulls them out of our everyday 3 times a week sends, increasing our deliverability. So let me go ahead and show you how we set this up. I'm going to go into flows in Klaviyo. I'm going to hit create flow, and I'll call this SEM sunset flow. Create flow, and this trigger will be a segment. The segment is going to be unengaged for 75 days. And our flow filter, we're going to add a flow filter, is going to be what someone has or has not done. And it's only going to include them if they've clicked on an email 0 times since starting this flow. Because again, if they click on an email, they're back into our engaged list. And we'll go ahead and click save. And done, and we can start dragging in our emails. Now, I want to show you, we create 2 separate ones, placed in order, has not placed in order, because we treat these 2 types of people a little differently. So we will add in a conditional split right here, right before that first email. Select a condition, what someone has or has not done, and they've placed an order at least once over all time. Save that, and these 2 emails will be separate content. Maybe we offer a better discount to the people who have purchased before. Maybe we word it a little differently than these people who have never bought from us. But then what we'll do is add that second email, and we can drag this back in. So we have a couple, so I'll just show it with a couple emails. And they'll get dragged back into one last email. And if they still don't open, we will drag in this action, update profile property. You can create it right here, or if you have an existing property already in your Klaviyo, you can use that there. But we'll create a new property, and our property is going to be unengaged. I'm going to change this to Boolean. So Boolean gives you the true-false option. So we also put a time delay in ours, so it gives them a chance, right? So we like to set this to 5 days. So if after 5 days they haven't clicked or engaged with all of these emails, we're going to go ahead and create the profile property as unengaged. So you can choose unengaged. Boolean is the option here as true. That'll give you the true false options. You can also choose text, and you can say unengaged true dash sunset flow. So you know in your analytics that this specific profile, their unengaged, was created within the sunset flow if you happen to unengage them for any other way. But again, we use Boolean as the option and our true false. And we'll go ahead and save that and save and exit. As a reminder as well, in our everyday list, in our main list that we're sending to our subscribers every day, our broadcasts to, we add this property at the bottom, so we are excluding everyone who has a property unengaged as true. So what that means is if they've been on our list for a while but have not engaged in at least 75 days, and then so they got sent to this sunset flow and went through all that and still has not engaged, we're going to take them out of our main broadcast, because if they're not opening from us, why do we want to send to them, right? So as a reminder, just in case this wasn't apparent, once you have this all set up, if you realize it's not firing yet, you actually have to go into here where you see it says draft and turn it to live here. And you'll have to go through to all of these because Klaviyo doesn't want to start sending these until you give it the okay. So you can go through this list, you can set it all up, you can work with other team members trying to figure out what the best way you want it to do, and you can do all of that without sending it until you tell it to turn it live. This has been Laura for setting up and triggering your sunset flow. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.